Late at night on London streets, the people who work in Britain's fifth largest industry are setting out for work. They expect to make a cool, tax-free profit of £50 million this year. Their business is crime, and their profit is our loss. This traffic check is a part of the Metropolitan Police fight against crime, a fight which cannot succeed without public cooperation. For every criminal caught by the police, at present 2 get away. But the detection rate is improving every year. The police are not just fighting crime. They have to combat public apathy and deep-seated prejudice.
Well, I think they take liberties. They says, oh, come on, we'll get you around the corner and kick hell of you. Well, I definitely don't agree with the present system. So many policemen riding around in motor cars, and I don't think that's beneficial to the public as a whole.
Sometimes the police are very rough in their approach, but in general they're pretty okay.
Well, I think they're bent. Well, they're out to get convictions. They want a conviction and they'll get the person whether he's done it or not, if they can.
Yeah, there may be one good and there may be one bad, but I've got my grudge against them still.
The old policeman on his beat was the thing, I think. That's my opinion.
The policeman on his beat was and is a part of the London scene. But a vast metropolis needs a highly mobile force. The complex radio network means that any trouble spot can be reached within minutes. Today, the job of the Metropolitan Police is to look after some 8 million people within an area of 787 square miles. When the force was founded in 1829, London was 1/6 of its present size. The people were clamouring for protection from crime which was rife on the streets. Today, people take this protection for granted and seldom give thought to the police unless they are in trouble. But the very stability of our lives is threatened by crime, which has soared to alarming heights over the past 20 years.
Police at Scotland Yard. That's Augustus Road.
The information room at Scotland Yard receives emergency calls 24 hours a day from areas as far apart as Staines to Epping Forest, Wembley to Epsom, Hampton Court to Rotherhithe. A focus for tragedy and pathos, dispute and disaster.
Police are after this person, do you know?
Police, Scotland Yard. You say there's been an accident?
Belvedere Road, South-East 19. What is the trouble? A disturbance in the shop, yes. Limpsfield Road, Sanderstead. And what is the name of the shop?
Exactly Scotland Yard.
What is this, sir?
Yes, sir. What sort of disturbance is this? 2 men fighting.
Mrs. Hardy, yes. What is the trouble, madam? She's had a burglary.
Littleton Road,
This lady's address.
North Derby. Do you know if anybody's been hurt at all?
Toynbee Street, E1, outside the laundrette.
Yeah, you've told me you're frightened, but I haven't a clue what you're talking about. All you keep talking about is cutlery and pincushion.
Right, leave everything as you found it. I'll get police along to you.
You refuse to give me your name and you refuse to give the telephone number, is that right? Right, OK, that's
Air
fair
rifle
enough.
being
Now,
fired
what's
at the rear of a
the-
house. Suspect in the woods.
Number 1, Park Lane.
That's the A5.
Westbourne. This is a hold-up.
Yeah, but you said...
Unit deal, suspects on premises, the railway sidings, Stern Street, Foxtrot Sierra, over.
Foxtrot Sierra from 170 and 287, we will deal. 170 over?
Receive, Foxtrot Sierra out.
When a message comes over the personal radio, Details are usually minimal. Something is wrong, and the nearest officers must put it right, with help if need be. Intruders can mean anything from a group of children throwing stones to a dangerous man with a gun. The public expect their police to sort out their problems for them, and there's not much thought for the danger.
Okay, Alan, hold on a minute. Right.
Cheers, mate.
Here's the torch, please. Cheers.
Have a look over there and see if I've got things off.
Here, 287. Message. Over.
Yeah, mobile units coming to the Stern Street incident. Please cover the Latimer Road exit. Foxtrot 287, over.
A police officer is never far from help. He can rely upon the support of radio cars in the area and rarely has to go it alone. Often an incident has an unpredictable outcome and the officer may have to face the sordid realities of the criminal's craft. But he is not a man to be shocked. Violence and crime are such an everyday occurrence that the public prefer to ignore them. But the police in London have to deal with 20 cases of wounding and assault every day.
They are very polite and they're very respectful always, and also I think the fact that they don't carry arms is very important.
Are you on your own, Carol, or are you...
No, I've got another lady upstairs in the flat upstairs, Mrs. Edwards.
Well, perhaps I could count on the side. I'm afraid it's rather bad news.
Oh, is it?
Do you remember the other car hitting you?
No, I don't. Well, apparently raised my head immediately, and I just saw a wheel with the side of me.
Hello, John. What's this? Hey? Oh, put that down. Go on. Oh, you don't need that with me. You know me. I'll sit on the windowsill. There's no need to be scared of me, is there? You know me? Look silly with that milk bottle, don't you? Come on, give it to me. Oh, don't get scared. Come on. Let me take it. I'll put it on the windowsill here, all right? You've been ill lately, have you? Ill? Feel very hot. You seen your doctor? Come on, you see mine.
The policeman of today has to accept that he will receive very little thanks from the public. He has been taught the theory of his job, and he's been well equipped to face almost any event. But in life, events do not fall into textbook categories, and once on the street, he's on his own. He is the man people turn to for leadership, guidance, and positive thinking. But do they always appreciate him?
I'm very much in favour of the police. I think they do a very difficult job very well.
Well, I think they're always ready to they always seem to be ready to rush out and help if anything's happening. And I just think they're generally very helpful.
Do you occasionally get the odd one or two that try to be a bit rough with you? Especially if you had a couple of drinks or something like this?
Hey, you over there, now cut it out. I've told you once.
What, are you going to throw me out?
Yes, I'll get the law to you.
Yeah?
Police, please. Hello, Mr. Davison, the Black Swan, Thames Road here. I've got quite a few roughnecks in here that are trying to cause trouble. I'd like some assistance in having them ejected, please.
Your message received.
Every now and again, a police officer has to deal with an incident which could lead to serious consequences for his own career. A pub disturbance is an everyday happening, and the police will only take action at the request of the landlord. In many cases, peace can be restored without making an arrest. The first priority of the police is to restore law and order.
That's paper is only drug. Bloody hell. Bloody bastard.
Oh, Christ. Bloody little drink.
Look, you've caused trouble. You've had a good time.
Blah, blah.
Go home. Go home. What
I've got a beer in there. My friends are in there.
Go home.
And I haven't caused any disturbance whatsoever.
All right. You're under arrest. Taken to Brentford Police.
They have to hold the delicate balance between the rights of the individual and the needs of the community. And sometimes the obligation to act quickly places an officer in a vulnerable position. He must not make a mistake, even in the heat of the moment.
Sorry have a few words with you. We'll have a quiet drink. You practically knocked me over. You
Look, I've
drink
got
all over
time
my...
to mess around with you. I've got enough trouble with this bastard in the front here.
Remember
Don't be
the
a
word-
proper silly old sod. Bugger off.
That's your attitude. What's your number?
And so a policeman comes into conflict with a man whose rights he was there to protect.
Did you hear that?
The man has other rights too. He can make an official complaint.
Are you Henry Ditton, PC 584 145327 T Division?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to read to you the charge as shown on the discipline form. The charge is that you were uncivil to a member of the public, namely Mr. John Hughes, at the Black Swan Public House at about 3 p.m. on Thursday the 30th of September. This is contrary to the Discipline Code 8, subparagraph C. Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty to incivility, sir, but I don't recollect using those exact words shown on the indictment.
I shall record a plea of not guilty. You may sit down now.
Mr. Hughes, the officer...
Disciplinary boards are held in Scotland Yard. A Deputy Assistant Commissioner presides with 2 senior officers. Mr. Hughes originally made his complaint at his local police station, where he was given a leaflet explaining the procedure. He made a statement giving details of the incident. Then an investigating officer was appointed. Exhaustive inquiries began, and statements were taken from all parties and witnesses. The full details were then sent to New Scotland Yard, and it was decided that this was a case for a disciplinary board.
Well, it's some time ago now, but I mean, I can't remember exactly, but the effect was to get lost, get knotted, pompous old sod, bugger off.
Have you no doubt at all that it was this officer that used this language?
Oh, no doubt it was this officer. I mean, the other officer...
The board only deals with complaints concerning discipline. Where allegations are criminal in nature, the details go first to the Director of Public Prosecutions, who decides if the court should deal with it. In which case, it goes out of police hands.
I can't remember the exact words, but it was something like, you silly old fool, pompous old fool, I think.
Anything else?
Yes, do you want me to use the exact words?
Well, indeed, I wish you would. The officer here is here to answer a specific charge. It would be better that you did.
Finally, the end of the little scene was really, he said, bugger off.
The board has fully considered the character given here by your Chief Superintendent Officer, but we feel that you have failed in our primary object of treating all law-abiding citizens with unfailing patience and courtesy.
Recently, out of over 4,000 complaints in 1 year, only just over 200 were substantiated. Every complaint involves the same procedure of exhaustive inquiries.
Well, if everybody helped more in being more cooperative with the police, then perhaps they'd understand what the police are up against.
People are often indignant when they're stopped in the street and searched by the police. But this power is only used when there is reasonable suspicion that something might be amiss. Goods just bought from a shop are usually wrapped.
I'm interested in those books you've got under your jacket. May I have a look at them, please?
Well, they're just books, right?
Yeah, I know they're just books. I'd just like to... Thanks very much. Yeah, they're very new, aren't they?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with...
I know there's nothing wrong with you having new books, but I would have thought that if you've just bought some books, they would be wrapped up.
Well, why? Not necessarily.
Where did you buy them from?
Bought them round the corner, just round a bit.
How much did you pay for them?
$1.50, wasn't it? Yeah.
I see. There's been a lot of shoplifting in this area, and particularly books. Now, I just want to satisfy myself that the fact that you came by these in a lawful way, understand?
I don't look like a shoplifter, do I?
No, I'm not saying that. But can you prove that you, in fact, bought these books?
Yeah, I've got a receipt somewhere here.
Were you with him?
It is usually possible to confirm ownership of articles quickly, with a little cooperation from the public. This is also one way in which the police can recover stolen property and return it to the rightful owner.
That seems satisfactory, sir.
Thank you.
Well, they're two flesh, you know. I mean, they come up to me and say, "Oi, you, what's this and this?" You know, search out your pockets, get out your pockets, money out your pockets, you know, search in the middle of the street. For nothing, just come up to you like, I don't know, they don't use a sense, you know, they think we're bums.
They've got a lot of right to stop people, but when they try to pick someone up and then they say, I stole something, which was my own property, well then I can't be bothered.
In the normal course of duty, police officers have to observe variations in human behaviour that might suggest some illegal activity. They cannot go by outward appearances, but must have reasonable suspicion.
I just want to have a look in your case, sir.
Now, look, what do you want to look in here for?
Well, I can satisfy my mind. You've got nothing on you then,
Look,
so just let me look in your case.
I'm a commercial traveller. I've got an appointment in about 5 minutes.
I'm a busy man myself, so just open your case and let me have a look inside.
Look, can't you take my word? There's nothing in
I'll
there.
take your word, so when you open your case, just
well,
open
what's the
your case.
alternative?
The alternative is going to this station. We'll look in it there, shan't we?
All right. You have it.
No, no, you open it, so just you carry on, you open it.
Often, a hunch pays off, or a
What's all
tip-off
this,
is
then?
proved to be right.
I thought you were a commercial traveller.
Now,
You've
look,
been screwing some houses round the back, haven't you? I'm arresting you for going equipped to steal.
I think most of them round here are all right. They'll help you out of anything, you know, if they can.
Since almost half the crime in this country is committed by people under 20, their treatment is of paramount importance. An offender under 17 brought into a police station in the past might have been charged and sent before the courts. Today, juvenile bureaus in the various divisions examine the evidence and the background of each case and recommend those suitable for a caution.
Come in. Morning.
Morning.
So, this is Mr. and Mrs. Finch and Simon. Thank you. Please sit down, Mrs. Finch, Mr. Finch. Simon, you just stand here, please. Now, you're Simon Finch.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, sir.
That's better. Take that smirk off your face, young man. It's not a joke, you know. Do you know why you're here?
Yes, sir.
Well, you tell me.
Well, I suppose I've stole a radio from a car.
What do you mean you suppose so?
All right, then, I did.
You did. Why?
Well, I come out to the station with my friends, and they dared me to steal this radio from the car. They made me do it.
They made you do it? You'll have to think of something better than that. You were dared to do it and you took it. I don't suppose the owner of the radio thinks it's much of a laugh.
No, that's suppose so.
I suppose if you had something that you valued stolen, you'd be the first to plead, wouldn't you?
Yes, suppose so.
And what would have happened if the officer hadn't stopped you with the radio?
Probably would have flogged it or something.
You don't sound very worried about it. You're a thief. Do you understand that? A dishonest thief.
I didn't mean to do it, sir.
Didn't mean to do it? Come, you know better than that. You could be in juvenile court today, you know, instead of here, standing in front of a magistrate, not in front of a chief inspector. You're here for one reason only, that somebody thinks you're worth a chance. People at school, your parents, and the police. But it's up to you to show these people that you were worth taking a chance with. You've let a lot of people down, most of all yourself. Now you're going to be cautioned for stealing this car radio, and I'm warning you quite severely as to your future conduct. You needn't think you've got away with it, because you haven't. If you come to the notice of police again, this matter will be taken into consideration when a decision is made as to whether you should go to court next time, which you probably will. And if you go to court and are convicted of a further offence, the magistrates are entitled to hear about this matter. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything at all you want to say about it?
I'm sorry, sir.
Well, at least you've been honest about it. Let's have no more of this nonsense. This is dishonest and stupid. Now go outside and wait with the sergeant. Mr. and Mrs. Finch, has this behaviour of Simon's come as a shock to you?
Well, yes, it has. I mean, he doesn't do things like that.
Well, we never expected anything like this. It's
No.
quite horrifying when it happened.
Have been no other problems at home as regards to his behaviour?
No.
Well, he's a good lad.
Good boy.
Never gets into trouble. Never has before this.
And at school, any problems?
No one can say if he will be back again. But the success rate of juvenile bureau cautions is high. He now has the chance of going through life without a criminal record. The sight of a formation of police motorcyclists emerging from a garage is enough to give any motorist a guilt complex. Today, the assignment is the Accident Prevention Unit. Throughout the metropolitan area, there are stretches of road and junctions where the accident rate is particularly high. These units spend up to 2 weeks at selected sites and stop motorists who are contravening the traffic laws. Very often, a motorist makes a mistake due to lack of knowledge of the road layout or the meaning of a particular sign. His error will be pointed out to him, and 9 times out of 10, he will not be prosecuted. The hope is that he will become a safer driver.
Good afternoon, sir. I've stopped you for your manner of driving.
How did it happen then?
Drivers rarely see the consequences of their thoughtlessness on the road, but the police often have to deal with the sad outcome.
And then I hit this bus stop and the car kept going.
Some people still see the traffic policeman as an ogre. Perhaps they don't like to admit their own mistakes. But the fact is that wherever the accident prevention unit operates, road casualties are reduced, and that means fewer tragedies.
Delta from 246. Could I have an ambulance, please, quickly, to the junction with Ivor Place and Lindhope Street? I've got a girl here with a badly cut leg as a result of a car accident. Over.
Sometimes it'll be a bit of a bee, like, you know, but half the time, they're all right, you know. But same as my mate said, I'd never help them out, and if they come knocking at my door, say, such and such a person, I'd never help them out that way.
The police, by the very nature of their job, are always open to public criticism. But there are times when everybody is on their side, especially when a child goes missing. An abduction was witnessed by a small boy, and a car has been abandoned in the forest. The police draw upon every available man for a full-scale search. The story will hit the headlines, and the public will hang on to every word. A child is missing and must be found. For a while, imaginations have been stimulated and the police ride high in public esteem. Without the help of the public, recollections of occurrences that seemed unimportant at the time, memories of somebody loitering suspiciously, the story would be incomplete. A passerby has seen a dress under a bush and has informed the police. And then, as so often happens, the search for a lost child becomes a hunt for a murderer. A policeman is many things to many people. Each one is an individual with different qualities, but he is also expected to uphold the ideals of the force. People have prejudices. A police officer must always be impartial. People become nervous in tight corners. A police officer must always display confidence. He is the man everybody relies on, whatever the situation. The policeman is always there to sort out problems, large and small. But so much more could be accomplished in the future with more help and cooperation from the public.
Bravo Kilo 361, message over.
Why do you think it's a bomb? A boy assaulted by 3 youths, the Anchor Bar public house, a disturbance.
St Anne's Court, West 1. What are these people doing with the knives?
Leave everything as you found it. I'll get the police along to you. Bye-bye.